Across the Park podcast is proud to be sponsored by Globe Gas and Heating. For the best kitchen and bathroom renovations, boiler servicing and repair, and central and underfloor heating in the Northwest, head over to globecentralheating.com and quote Across the Park for a free quote.
Hello everyone, welcome to the Across the Park podcast. It's the instant match reaction. Crystal Palace 0, Everton 0. Myself, Judgy and Millsy, we just jumped online just after watching the game. We haven't gone today, but I mean, I watched your preview, Millsy, with the back of the nest. D from back of the nest.
That's right.
And you said on a number of occasions you thought a point would be a good result for us in this game, and I completely agree with you when we spoke about it. It is a point. Just give us your thoughts on the point itself and I guess the performance.
It's a good point, and that's my instant reaction to it. Whether it changes once I've had a sleep on it or a couple of sleeps on it, look, who knows? Me and Judgy decided we were talking about the match. We decided to come on and do a show. We watched the match. If anyone remembers our old sponsor, Stream Locator, we watched it very, very legally through our Stream Locator sponsor. If anyone's going to jump in the comments, and if you want some more info how to do that, let us know. But look, I said it. I thought beforehand a point would be good. I think the Leicester result has muddied the waters into how some Evertonians may feel now because it's put us into the bottom three. My opinion is we have to play chess, not checkers. We have to look at this as a 7-game spin. We've took a point from one of those games, from a team who's won 3-3. And I think the commentators today said they had about 50 shots in the last 3 games. It's a very, very confident team. It's a confident fan base, as you're seeing from the match preview that we've done with Back of the Nest. And I think it's a good point. I really, really do. Performance-wise, the big positive is obviously we got 90 minutes out of Dominic Calvert-Lewin. And for me, Judgy, he looked fit. He looked like he was ready.
He did. And I spoke on the group the other day and I said, if we get a full game out of Dominic Calvert-Lewin the weekend, or we see a fit Calvert-Lewin, fair play to Sean Dyche and his team, because it's been a while, like you just said then, that I've seen Dominic Calvert-Lewin looking that lean, and that he looked really nimble. Do you know what I mean? He wasn't like kind of robotic in his movements as we've seen him, I think, for quite some time. That's a huge positive. As always, Mason Holgate tried his best to fuck it up. As soon as I seen him in that starting lineup, I just thought, there he is. The cat is back for his ninth life to try and fuck it up for the last time. Every time he gets a chance, he just betrays the trust of the manager. I mean, goodness sake! I mean,
he doesn't trust Patterson, does he? He obviously doesn't trust Patterson.
I don't think he doesn't trust him. I just think he likes a proper defender, doesn't he? He likes a proper. I mean, I'm not suggesting that that'll be the case forever, but I think at the moment he prefers someone who he thinks can defend. I don't know what he's seen in Mason Holgate that makes him think he can defend, but he's clearly pulled the wool over his eyes. But the only positive there is it should be the last time we see him in a blue shirt.
Look, he was a liability today. There's not that many negative aspects of today for me. He was one of them. I thought Ayew had him all game, and as soon as he got that yellow card, I think it was midway through the first half, he got the yellow card. You think, oh good God, you've got someone who's not really a fullback. Let's be kind there. He's not really a fullback, so we'll give him that. And he's against someone who's in really good form, who now knows he's on a yellow card. Should maybe there have been a change at half time? Hindsight, to be captain hindsight would be fantastic, wouldn't it? It's a great thing to have, but I think that's really the only negative. I think there's players who didn't play too well. I don't think this shows the time to highlight that. We'll probably do something in the week a bit more in depth. But positives again, I thought when we went to 10 men, the old reaction of me as an Evertonian was, we're done for, and it wasn't, and that's due to sort of what I've seen with the manager. Yes, the manager in the past 2 games has got it wrong with the 4-4-2, and he can't afford to get it wrong. He's reverted to the 4-5-1 today, and I just wanted Everton to hold out and get a point. And I think the fact that those 10 minutes plus the 5 additional, so you're talking 15 minutes there that Everton held on and also had a chance to win the game. I think that shows that the players are fighting, and that's a big thing for me. This group of players, forget for 1 second, now we've been on record and we've said our opinion in relation to the ability of some of those players, the ability of them as a team, but today we're in a relegation battle and there's 11 players fighting for Everton.
Absolutely, and I thought when we did go down to 10 men in particular, as you say, it's the old, post-traumatic stress. You're thinking, oh, here we go again. But I thought the two centre-backs, Tarkowski and Keane, showed a lot of leadership. Thought they're outstanding today in general.
Yeah.
Keane won everything in the air, but there was a boss moment for me towards the end where the ball gets it up to Mateta and he kind of half rolls Tarkowski going down the right-hand side. And I heard the commentator saying they're having a little wrestle, and Tarkowski just absolutely bossed them. And it was like, I love it. Honestly, I love him. I think he's great. I think
he's one of those players that you want in a battle, isn't he?
He is, yeah. And he does the right things late on in the game. I think he took a little bit of a knock from Mateta, and he went down for a good 30 seconds. He kind of just kind of got himself up gently and slowed the game down again. But just such a good influence when, them two kind of pushed us right up the pitch for the almost the last few minutes. You seen it was 5 minutes injury time. And I thought, oh God, it's going to be a long 5 minutes, this. But they got us right up the pitch. They put Palace on the back foot slightly. The thing with going back to Dominic Calvert-Lewin, the Dominic Calvert-Lewin point, he wasn't particularly a threat apart from that one where Iwobi half puts him in, and I thought it was a goal. But defensively, you can't underestimate how important he is defensively as well. He won a few really important headers from corners. I think they had 8 corners today. But you'd have him on the near post compared to a Morpie. And, it's the opposition know they're going to have to put serious height on the ball to get over Calvert-Lewin. And by doing that, you're then giving Tarkowski and Keane the chance to see the ball for longer. So it just makes it so much more difficult to play against from set plays.
It does, and I think the players around Dominic Calvert-Lewin, I think the first 10 minutes of the game, we started really, really well, and our players were trying to get Calvert-Lewin in the game as much as we could, and that's what I noticed. He looked really, really fit because he was agile, he was battling. Yes, he gave away a few silly fouls, and he got a yellow card, but what striker, you want your striker to do that. You look at all the great strikers, and they have fights on the pitch every Saturday, and he was fighting today for us like the rest were, but I think you're right, he was important today. I'm not, if anyone has watched our show previously, if you're new, welcome. Please subscribe. If you've watched our show previously, I'm not as big as fan Dominic Calvert-Lewin. I don't think he's the real answer, but I'm not going to look a gift horse in the mouth. He's the best thing that we really got to get out of it now. If we keep him fit, he's our best chance of getting out of it. If Dominic Calvert-Lewin can score 2 winning goals between now and the end of the season, then he's worth his weight in gold to me. But you're right. Defensively, there was moments where they were whipping balls in with pace from corners, and he was just meeting them easily and getting rid of them. Very, very similar to when we had Yerry Mina come back into the team last season. We noticed the difference in both boxes. He was causing a bit of havoc. Lewin's got that. I just really, really hope now that he stays fit enough, because, again, without banging the same drum, might not be his biggest fan, but he's got the ability to win a couple of games for us. And look, if anyone wants to start recording this and they want to start, getting ready to give it to me, if it doesn't happen, I'm going to give you what I think is going to happen between now and May. I think at some point Everton leap Leeds, and I think we're okay. I don't know when it'll happen. I think Leicester's probably the game that happens. I think Everton can go and beat Leicester. I think Everton can get a point on Thursday, but I think we stay up now by leaping Leeds, and Leeds aren't good. Leeds won't leap us back.
No, I mean, I haven't watched Leeds today. They look a really damaged team. Fulham didn't even get out of first or second gear today. They didn't, and once they got in front, Leeds got a kind of fortunate own goal, but couldn't even put pressure on at the end. And again, I don't want to over-egg this Everton team, because the position we're in is a reflection of the level of the team in general and the individuals pretty much. But you've still got, in my opinion, probably the most talented player in our squad to come back into that team in Onana. I think he can be a player. I think, put a forward up there and maybe give him a bit more license. I think he can be a player. I think he's got a match-winning performance in him. And he's starting to look around. McNeil is playing as well by some distance as he's played since he's played for us. Now he now looks like he's a player who's enjoying that responsibility of give me the ball, I'll shoot. Give me the ball, I'll create something. He's scored a couple of goals in it. In the last month or so, and again, I think he's a player who now is coming into the home games in particular. He'll be standing on that touchline, going, "Give me the ball, I'll put it in the box." And I'm looking forward to seeing that. And if we can do that, we can get Onana back and get him in the box, get Calvert-Lewin in the box or Decore or whatever, and get runners in there. I can see now where we are going to cause the opposition serious problems again.
Decore's big.
If we can keep, he is.
Decore's a big one. He's back in for Thursday. Hopefully Onana's back in. Seamus Coleman hopefully to come back in. Dominic Calvert-Lewin stays fit. You're right. Onana's got the potential to be the man. If he steps up for 2 games, I think Everton only have to win 2 games now. And it may only put us on 34 points, but I think that'll keep you up. I think there's some terrible teams in this league. I think Everton stay up as the 4th worst team. That's what I think. That's how we do it.
Yeah, you're right. I think we maybe need another 1 win or at least another draw. The goal difference now, if you obviously account for Leeds continuing to just lose heavily. He didn't lose heavily today, but I can see them still getting another hide. And I can't remember. They've still got a couple of tricky fixtures, but I can see them getting another hide.
Have a little look. Have a quick look here while you're talking.
But Forest are another team now that are starting to look like a team that have not been in the Premier League for a long time. They're starting to look like a team that have not got a manager with Premier League experience.
Leeds have got one chance to get out of it. They've got one chance, and it's this week. They've got Leicester at home and Bournemouth away. And after that, they've then got Man City, Newcastle, West Ham and Tottenham. So we've talked on our podcast about the last week of the season being massive for us, Wolves and Bournemouth. Leeds have got that this week. If they don't get out of it this week, that's what I'm saying. We will leap Leeds. We will. And
again, that's where obviously we went out. You said at the start, Evertonians are looking and go, we've gone into the bottom 3 tonight. Leicester have won. But by Leicester winning and getting a bit of momentum going into that Leeds game, it probably gives Leeds less of a chance of winning. Bournemouth obviously are picking up points anyway, but I think Leicester getting out of it. We spoke about it a while ago. It's great that loads of teams are in it, but we've seen how it isn't because we've had to play some of them teams. I think of those opponents there that you just listed that Leeds have got to play. The only one that I'm a little bit apprehensive about is West Ham. If West Ham get another victory in their next game, they're probably out of it, and they've got European.
West Ham will be okay. I think West Ham will be okay. I don't think they're going to be.
No, what I'm saying is West Ham down in tools.
Sorry, yeah, okay.
Because they've got that European, semi and final coming up. If they're out of the mix. David Moyes will be thinking, if I win a European trophy, I'm in the job next year.
We've seen that, haven't we? With Moyes firsthand, that he does do that, yeah.
But so that's the only one. But again, we've said it a number of times, we don't want to focus too much on us. But I agree with you. I think Leeds are the target in terms of get them in there and try and keep them down. Because
and it's not pretty. It's not pretty to watch Leicester. Like you said, I think Leicester will get out of it, and you've just said there you think as well. It's not pretty, and it's not going to be pretty to watch Leicester pull away. It's not going to be pretty to watch Wolves pull away. Bournemouth are almost out of it, barring a catastrophe in the week. It's not going to be pretty. I think we have to concentrate as a fan base now. Leeds fans are so disengaged with their team. They're above us in the league and they're chanting for Bielsa down in London. We're in the zone and our players are getting rolled off at Selhurst Park. And by the way, if anyone's listening to this, you're fantastic. That away ends again loud. And I believe so greeted the team at 2:30 in the away ends and had a connection back with the team. Fantastic. We have to be realistic. Everton are not going to pull out of this and be fine in the last week of the season. It's going to go to the wire, but I really do think we're going to be okay, and we are in a much better position than Leeds are. Yeah,
you've got to hope for Anthony Gordon starting on Thursday and losing his head.
Thursday. Do you know what? We'll talk about Thursday, and hopefully we'll have a Newcastle fan on in a week. Yeah. I'm appealing for the 1878 group if you're watching it or any fan groups. Thursday night has to be vile. It has to be absolutely toxic. We have to be where
for the opposition.
Let's clarify that. For the opposition, we see videos of like where the woman in the family enclosure was smacking the Palace players' ass and stuff, and the fellow was hiding the ball under the top against Chelsea, and Goodison was loud. I know we don't do a coach greeting. Dice has changed that the players now drive in. But we've got to play our part on Thursday. We've only got a number of games left. There's 6 games left, and I do think we'll get out of it. I really do. I think we'll get out of it at the last week of the season. But Thursday's massive. If you get 3 points on Thursday, mate, it's going to be a great night. And I'm not talking good times. I'm not as delusional as our chairman. We'll talk about that hopefully in the week when we get together for a pint. And we'll talk about his letter and stuff. But this is an instant reaction. Everton in the relegation zone, and I'm okay with it. I'm looking at the bigger picture, and I do really think that was a great point today.
Couldn't agree more, mate. So again, that was our reaction. It's Crystal Palace 0, Everton 0. We will be back this week with a couple of shows, as Millsy said. Hopefully, we'll get a Newcastle fan on before Thursday, and again, we'll, as always, have the instant match reaction after the Newcastle game, and maybe another one after that. But thanks for watching. As Millsy said, if you are one of them Evertonians who are making that trip back from Palace today, you are absolutely incredible, and I'm so proud of all he is, as much as the players, if not more. Bring on Thursday. Up the fucking toffees.